Everybody's supposed to get on the back, slide. That whole little poster is supposed to be on the back of the truck. Yeah. And I said, before they get on, let me just do a little test drive.
There's a story, a viral legend, that's been tearing through the internet, claiming that action star Jason Statham has finally done the unthinkable. It alleges that in a bombshell interview, he didn't just hint at on-set tensions. He named names for decades. Statham has built a reputation as a no-nonsense, hard-working pro man who gets the job done to the highest possible standard. He's the real deal, a former competitive diver and martial artist who famously performs his own death-defying stunts. He's all about discipline and respect. So, the idea that the 57-year-old icon would suddenly pull back the curtain on Hollywood's biggest egos is explosive. Now, let's be clear, there is no official confirmed bombshell interview from a reputable source. But the rumors are so detailed and have spread so far and wide, they've taken on a life of their own. Hollywood typically operates on an unspoken code of silence. You praise your co-stars in public, period. This viral story claims Statham just took that code and stomped on it with a steel-toed boot. Today, we're diving into the legend. We're breaking down the 5 actors that online rumors claim Statham despises working with, the specific on-set stories that allegedly sparked the feuds, and why these rumored grudges have lasted for years. This isn't just about personality clashes, it's a battle of work ethics. So, stick with us as we count down the list, because you won't believe who's rumored to be at the #1 spot. First up on the alleged list is a name that might seem surprising at first, Mark Wahlberg. The two starred together in the 2003 heist film, The Italian Job. On screen, they were a slick, professional crew, but according to the viral stories, the dynamic was anything but smooth. Publicly, interviews from the time showed a cast that seemed to get along, with Wahlberg even talking about the mutual respect on set. But the online narrative now paints a very different picture. The core of the rumored issue wasn't one big fight, but a constant, grating clash of professionalism. Statham, who approaches his work with an athlete's discipline, was reportedly irritated by Wahlberg's alleged focus on his off-screen brand. The rumor mill quotes Statham as saying, he was the star, but he acted more like a CEO than a cop. On his phone for an hour, with his entourage, making the whole crew wait while he discusses branding for his burger chain or his supplement line. This supposed behavior goes against everything Statham stands for. For him, the set is about the film and the work. The idea of holding up production for business calls would be the ultimate sign of disrespect. The story goes that what really got under Statham's skin was Wahlberg's tough guy image. He plays up this Boston working-class hero act. One viral report claims, Statham said, but it feels like a performance. It's an act, and I can't stand inauthenticity. While The Italian Job was a smash hit, the legend says it was an early lesson for Statham in Hollywood dynamics, where an actor's brand could overshadow the craft of filmmaking. The rumored grudge isn't about screaming matches, but a quiet, simmering resentment toward an actor he supposedly felt was more interested in being a movie star than a team player. The fourth name on this rumored list is one of Hollywood's most notoriously intense figures, Shia LaBeouf. This is where the story shifts from unprofessionalism to a supposed mockery of the craft of acting itself. Statham and LaBeouf have never actually worked together, and if the viral tales are to be believed, there's a very good reason for that. A story, which aligns with LaBeouf's well-documented history of erratic behavior, sounds almost too bizarre to be true. Years ago, a crime thriller was supposedly casting for a hardened detective and a volatile informant. The director wanted Statham and LaBeouf, but instead of a normal audition, LaBeouf allegedly sent the director a video that was later described as a hostage tape where he was already deep in character. This type of stunt is meant to show commitment. But for a professional like Statham, it would be a massive red flag. He has a worldview shaped by his background as an elite athlete. You perform with controlled, disciplined execution. He has reportedly called out method acting as self-indulgent nonsense. He allegedly pointed to LaBeouf's on-set antics for the film Fury, where LaBeouf reportedly pulled out his own tooth and cut his face for authenticity. Not as dedication, but as a cry for attention. Brave? That's not brave. One viral video claims, Statham said, brave is doing a wire stunt 60 feet in the air, ... Pulling out your own tooth is just plain stupid. According to the rumor, upon hearing about the bizarre auditions, immediately backed out of the project. For Statham, acting is a job that demands skill, discipline, and respect for everyone. This rumor paints Shia LaBeouf's approach as the polar opposite, representing a generation of actors who mistake drama for talent. If Shia LaBeouf supposedly represents chaotic method acting to Statham, the third name on the list, Jared Leto, allegedly stands for something equally infuriating: pretentious method acting. Leto is famous for his extreme on-set behavior. From sending co-stars disturbing gifts for Suicide Squad, to slowing down the production of Morbius by insisting on using crutches even for bathroom breaks. According to the legend, Statham was approached to co-star with Leto in a psychological thriller. A meeting was set up in a coffee shop for Statham, Leto, and the director. Statham arrived, ready to work. Jared Leto, however, did not. Instead, the character arrived. Leto was supposedly playing a recluse who had taken a vow of silence, and he showed up to the meeting already in character. The story claims Leto walked in, refused to make eye contact, and wouldn't shake Statham's hand. The director embarrassingly explained, "He's in character. He can't speak or touch anyone. It would break his process." For the next hour, Statham and the director tried to have a meeting while Leto sat silently, occasionally writing cryptic notes like, "The soul does not plan, it experiences." This was reportedly the breaking point. The viral accounts claim Statham was furious, later saying, "We're in a coffee shop, ... We're not making the film. We're discussing how we're going to make the film, and this bloke is pretending. He's a 14th century monk. It's the most pretentious, disrespectful nonsense I've ever encountered." He allegedly withdrew from the project the next day. The rumored grudge against Jared Leto is rooted in this moment of supposed theatrical absurdity, a moment that, for Jason Statham, would epitomize the kind of self-important ego he refuses to tolerate. Alright, we are now entering the top 2, and these are the names that have truly sent tremors through the industry. The stories get more intense, and the conflicts get more personal. Before we reveal who online rumors claim Statham named as the 2 actors he despises the most, let us know in the comments below. Which of these alleged feuds so far surprises you the most? Is it the clash of brands with Mark Wahlberg, or the rejection of the method madness of Shia LaBeouf and Jared Leto? And while you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, so you don't miss our breakdown of the final 2. Holding the number 2 spot on the rumored list is perhaps the least surprising, yet most venomously described name of them all, Steven Seagal. This isn't just a case of professional disagreement. The online narrative describes a takedown born of pure contempt for Statham, a legitimate martial artist. Seagal is painted as the ultimate fraud. The alleged criticism is twofold. First is Seagal's on-set reputation. The viral stories claim Statham despises Seagal for allegedly hurting stuntmen on purpose as a form of intimidation. Second, and more importantly, is a total lack of respect for what many consider to be Seagal's fraudulent martial arts credentials. The most pointed example used in these rumors is the legendary encounter between Steven Seagal and the godfather of grappling, the late, great Gene LeBell. As the story goes, on the set of the film Out for Justice, Seagal boasted that due to his Aikido training, he was immune to being choked out. LeBell, a respected stuntman, decided to take him up on the offer. The most popular version of the story is that LeBell put Seagal in a chokehold, and the action star went unconscious, allegedly losing control of his bodily functions in the process. Seagal has vehemently denied this story for years. But for many in the stunt and martial arts world, the story is gospel. The rumors claim Statham sees this as a definitive moment. Gene LeBell was the real deal. The legend quotes Statham. He's built an entire persona on being this invincible warrior, but when faced with a true test, the facade crumbled. He has made a mockery of the martial arts. Statham's rumored anger here feels righteous, the anger of a true craftsman watching a charlatan get praise. And here we are, the number 1 spot. The name that, while part of a well-documented feud, is rumored to be the actor Jason Statham most despises working with Vin Diesel. This alleged feud played out behind the scenes of one of the biggest movie franchises on the planet, The Fast and the Furious. The roots of this tension are tied to the infamous candy-ass feud between Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Vin Diesel back in 2016, while Statham publicly stated he wanted no part of the bickering. His known friendship with Johnson and the persistent rumors suggest where his loyalties lie. Johnson's original complaint was about a male co-star's chronic lateness in attempts to control production, widely reported to be about Diesel. The viral script alleges Statham confirmed these frustrations. It's impossible to work with him. One fabricated quote reads, "The man operates in his own time zone. You can have a crew of 200 people waiting for hours while he sits in his trailer." The stories claim Diesel would demand last-minute script changes to ensure his character, Dominic Toretto, always came out on top. Statham, a good friend of Dwayne Johnson, supposedly saw this behavior as unacceptable. He allegedly contrasted Diesel's behavior with Johnson's, with one account stating, "Dwayne shows up, knows his lines, hits his marks, and treats the crew with respect. He's a professional." The obvious chemistry between Statham and Johnson led to their successful spin-off, Hobbs and Shaw, a move many believe was necessary to separate key actors who could no longer work together. This rumored feud is the culmination of everything Statham is said to despise: inauthenticity, unprofessionalism, and ego, all rolled into one. By putting Vin Diesel at the top of this rumored list, the legend claims Statham wasn't just airing a grievance. He was making a definitive statement about the soul of the franchise. So there you have it. Mark Wahlberg, Shia LaBeouf, Jared Leto, Steven Seagal, and Vin Diesel. 5 names, 5 very different stories, but one common thread in this sprawling Hollywood legend: Jason Statham's unwavering commitment to professionalism, authenticity, and respect. while there's no evidence he ever gave this bombshell interview. The fact that these rumors are so specific and widespread says a lot about his public persona as one of the last true straight shooters in the business. These stories have ignited a firestorm online. They force us to look at the massive gulf between the polished image on screen and the often messy, complicated reality behind it. But the ultimate question remains: is there fire where there's smoke, or is this just a case of Hollywood gossip getting out of control? We want to hear your final verdict in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories Hollywood doesn't always want you to know.